morning, students and parents at home. Today we'll be focusing our attention on JSS 1 and we'll be talking about traffic regulation. The subject is civic education. In every society, in every country, there are bound to be movement of people, and the movement of people is dependent upon the facilities, the modes of transportation that is available. And when people move from one place to the other, there is bound to be what? Traffic of people, persons, vehicles, and what have you. Now, this topic is important in the sense that when we talk about traffic regulation, we want a situation whereby there will be what? Rules and regulations in the society, whereby rules and regulations will be what? Will be obeyed. Simply, traffic regulation is defined as the rules and regulations that guards what? That guards the behaviors or actions of what? Road users. What are the behaviors or actions of road users? In order to prevent accidents and enhance the free flow of traffic, it is important that we obey what? All rules and regulations. Be as pedestrians, as drivers, as cyclists, it is important that we obey the defined rules and regulations as stipulated by the federal by the government of any particular country. There are some certain rules and regulations. So there are some certain traffic rules and regulations which guards the behaviors of what? Of people, which guards the behaviors of road users. We are all road users. In one way or the other, we make use of the roads, and as we make use of the roads, we are expected to, behave. We are expected to follow some laid down rules and regulations. So in order to reduce what? The incidence of accidents on the road. So today, we'll be looking at some basic traffic regulations. Before we look at those basic traffic regulations, why is traffic regulations important? For every society that has the tendencies for development, there are bound to be some certain rules and regulations that guard different aspects of our lives. So today, so that you don't get confused, today we said we are looking at what? Traffic regulation. The word here, regulation. That means there are certain what? There are certain rules, behaviors that are expected of the road users. The road users may be a vehicle driver, cyclists, or pedestrians. Those who walk on their foot. Those who walk by the what? By the pavement. Those who use the road pavement. Those who walk on the walkways, pedestrians. Now, the regulations, that means there are rules guiding what? The vehicular movement of what? Of traffic, be it people, persons, or so as the case may be. So one of those is that what? One of the traffic rules and regulations, some traffic that we should not what? Drink and what? Drive. I know you are familiar with that. We should not do what? We should not drink and drive. So, observance of road signs. We should obey what? Types of road signs. As time goes on, we are going to explain the different types of road signs. The third one is cyclists should wear crash helmet. Those cyclists we see on the roads, they are in other climes. When I mean in other climes, I am talking about other countries. There are roads specifically designed, made for what? For cyclists. But in our own country here, both the express roads are also meant for cyclists. No, cyclists, as a cyclist, one should always wear what? Crash helmet. It is very important. It's popularly known in our own climb here as what? Okada, bike. We should always, those who ride bikes should always put on their crash helmet. Then we should also take cognizance of what? The numbers of passengers. We should adhere strictly to the numbers of passengers as stipulated by the regulatory agencies. Let me take you away from that. We must understand that presently in Lagos State, there is an agency that is responsible for traffic regulations in Lagos. Do you have an idea? Have you heard of LASTMA? That is the agency in charge of traffic regulation in Lagos State. And I want you to take your mind back. Lagos State traffic, what? Do you get that? It will be as an assignment for you to understand the meaning of LASMA. When I'm ending the topic, the discussion today, I will give you an assignment when we get to that, when it's time for assignment. Now, the agency responsible for the regulation of traffic in Nigeria as a whole is referred to as the FRS. Have you heard of the word? FRS, Federal Road Safety. I've given you an hint. I've given you a hint on that. And before I end the class, I'm going to give you other agencies that you are going to tell us the full meaning and their duties, functions in the society. Then, fourthly, we talk about vigilance. You must be vigilant because it is said that in every society, everybody must be conscious. Everybody must be conscious. Specific numbers of passengers that are expected for any driver to carry. Then you must be vigilant, as I was saying. You must be conscious of the things happening around you as when you are while driving. You must also, there are some basic, one fundamental traffic regulation is what? The speed limit. Every driver must adhere to the regulated speed limit. And also there are also walkways. There are pavements that are basically meant what? For pedestrians. I hope you understand. Those who walk on their foot are referred to what? As pedestrian. That a place that is not meant for what? For vehicles. A place that is meant for people walking. There's pedestrians are those who walk on the pavement. So pedestrians should walk on the road pavement. We also have types of road signs. We have basically two types of road signs. We have the regulatory signs and the informative signs. Those regulatory signs are divided into two. There are some certain mandatory regulation signs. These mandatory regulatory signs come with what? Blue circles. These circles gives an idea, such as diversion signs, roundabout signs, and we also have the prohibitive regulatory signs. The prohibitive regulatory signs comes with what? The red and yellow what? Circles, showing you that either there's a turn, there's a U-turn, there's a no light sign, the stop signs. These are the red and yellow circles. Sometimes you see when you are driving or when your parents are driving, you see signs, a diversion signs, a U-turn signs, a closed sign. All these signs are what? Are prohibitive regulatory signs. So as time goes by in our subsequent class, I'm going to show you the various signs to illustrate the regulatory signs and the what and the informative signs. I hope you have gotten what I just explained. I said there are types of road signs. We have the regulatory and informative what signs. The regulatory signs, they come with what? Blue circles. These circles will be shown to you in our next class. While the prohibitive regulatory signs are what? The red and yellow what? Circles, indicating the red and yellow circles indicating if there is a U-turn, a no light sign, a stop sign, etc., etc., etc. So to go about the recap about it, we said traffic regulation. There is traffic everywhere. People move from one place to the other. You must have come across transportation, the movement of persons, goods from one place to another. As people move from different places to work, to marketplace, to their offices, there are bound to be traffic. And for us to experience a free flow of movement, be it vehicular movement, there are bound to be what? Some certain regulation for the free flow of traffic. Those regulations that we adhere to in order to reduce the incidences of accidents are referred to what? Traffic what? Regulation. It is what? Traffic regulation is what? Is the rules and regulations that which guide the behaviors or actions of what? Road users. We are all road users in one form or the other. When we leave our various homes, we go to our various places of work. We use the roads. These roads are not meant for just persons alone. They are also for vehicular movement. So we must want to adhere to the basic rules, regulations guiding the behaviors of road users in order to reduce the incidences of accidents. So we use then road users include vehicle drivers, cyclists, and what? Pedestrians. We also said the rules and regulations. There are some basic traffic rules and regulations. Do not drink and what? Drive. You must obey what? Traffic road signs. You must also do what? Cyclists must also wear crash helmet. Road users must also what? Be vigilant while on the road. While everybody must also what? Adhere to the speed limit. Pedestrians should also do what? Walk on what? On the side pavement that is specifically designed for pedestrians. Those are those who walk on their foot. Sometimes I've seen persons, the overhead bridge, the bridge meant for pedestrians crossing. You see the sign pedestrian crossing meant for what? Road users to pass, to use the pedestrian bridge. The pedestrian bridge is simply made built to do what? To carry pedestrian to traffic. Now, I said there's some agencies presently in Lagos that are saddled with the responsibility of the control of traffic. As for instance, in Lagos State, we have the agency known as LASTMA. I said I would be giving you that as an assignment so that you go tell, you write the full meaning of LASTMA, and the agency also responsible for traffic in Nigeria is known as FROSC. You are expected to say the full meaning of LASTMA, secondly FROSC. Then I want you to state 5 road signs that you are familiar with. 5 road signs you can when going out, when you're going out with your parents, or you are sent on an errand. Look at, there are some certain road signs that you will notice by the roadside. I want you to state this road sign. Then in a subsequent class, I'll be coming with the practical demonstrations of the various road signs. I hope you have taken that down. If you have any question, any suggestion, please kindly link up with us on our WhatsApp platform so that we can provide solutions. As I advise, and as I always advise, it is important for you to ask questions whenever you are confused about a particular topic or you find it difficult to understand a particular topic. Thank you very much, students at home, and I wish you happy New Year.